Namaste, producers, and welcome to Soul Horoscope SUPERscope Weekly Report. My name is Christopher Witecki. I'm your sensei to serious joy, and I'm so grateful for you tuning in. Pardon my absence. I was kind of redefining myself. You might have been too, my fellow bull. And now it's time to move forward. Now, this is a SUPERscope because it's designed to serve more than one personality. If you are a Taurus rising, or have Venus in Taurus, this SUPERscope will serve you. Now, that said, while I was off the air, the Taurus and Taurus risings were working on soul capital. That is your self-confidence or your ability to manifest. That turns into money and finance. And even though you're probably on the right path with manifesting money, there's still a long way to go. Now, with the Sun in Cancer, we're focusing on your thoughts. The I think state of awareness. I think state of awareness. Thinking, basically. The way you think about thinking, and really the way you think about feelings. That's what it's about. Tauruses are very moody creatures, basically, and your emotions can corrupt your thoughts. So therefore, you must manage your emotions in order to be in control of your thoughts. And this last year for Taurus and Taurus risings has been an expansion of your thinking, letting go of old thinking routines, and stepping into a new attitude. That's what's at the top of this matrix of consciousness, is our attitude, which is our message and our tone. And for those who are writers or messengers like myself, you'll see in this SUPERscope, I have been redefining my message and changing it and blah, blah, blah. You are too. Now, that said, this week the Sun moves from step 7 to step 14. That means you will decide upon a certain attitude or approach or idea. This might be playing out in a legal way for you with a contract or something, and you will fall through with that commitment. This will probably be something that changes your life. Mercury, thank goddess, is direct. Thank God, right before we go through our last thinking transit, it's July 2nd it goes direct at 24 degrees. So it's actually way back, focused on money and manifestation, Mercury retrograde. So the retrograde was to some degree holding back the finances for the Tauruses. Now, Venus has moved into Gemini, so the good news here is that you're going to actually start bringing in some cash crop, regardless of whether or not you're certain as to the right project or the right big project. Venus in Gemini means time for Tauruses to receive when it comes to money. And then lastly, Mars is finally this week broken free of the Uranus trap. Not entirely, they're still within orb, but what this means is the push to change your life and have things change in your life versus having faith that it will happen anyways, that struggle's over. You're going to see your life change, you're going to see your faith change. They may or may not happen together, but they're both going to be moving forward. So that's very good news as well. Well, I have some fun, exciting news for you. One, a huge announcement here, which I will have after this, and then something I call the Serious Joy Farm, which is kind of my, I guess, wackadoodle side, my Bill Cosby coming out. So after this. Howdy! This is what I call my Serious Joy Farm. And this is kind of like my picture pages. You guys ever watch that when you were a kid? Picture pages with Bill Cosby? This is what inspired this for me, is a new way to play astrology. So let's dim the lights and show you what's going on in your life, shall we? That's what this is designed. Now, this is the Serious Joy tree, and it's pretty like a flower, but it's strong like a tree. That's the whole point of this. It's actually the structure of happiness. At the top there you have the fruit of joy, if you know what that is, or the fruit of life in sacred geometry. On the left side is everything we want to be serious about. On the right side are all the states we want to approach with joy. And there are 3 roots and 3 leaves to each side. And you basically want to keep each side in balance. So we'll go over this through the weeks. But to start off, where are the Tauruses? Well, the Tauruses have the sun in Cancer, which is your thoughts. So that's God, represented by the little God symbol. So God is putting energy into Taurus's thoughts. That means that on the other side, you are manifesting belief. So you're always manifesting the opposite of what you're creating. That's the way it works with the sun and the earth. So as you change into a new attitude this month, you're going to find that your beliefs change. But these guys have some other culprits involved. First of all, God has Jupiter in his lap. Jupiter is the disco king, and the earth is conjuncting Pluto, which are your beliefs. So this means that you're also this month growing completely new, uncharted thoughts, and Pluto on the other side is saying you are killing off old beliefs. Kind of makes sense, but isn't it so funny that the planets fall into this place? Now let's look at where Mars is. Mars is focusing on your lifestyle, putting on hard practice, putting a lot of pressure on practice. That's also making health issues erupt and have to be cleared finally and for good. That's also work style issues that have to be cleared finally for good. So a lot of aggressive energy on practice. Then there's the faith, and that's where Taurus has been having problems with their inner faith. And so it's been faith versus practice for a long time, right? These 4 points are the grand square if you know astrology, and these are the 4 things that Tauruses and Taurus risings have been tied up in. Faith versus reality and practice, beliefs versus thoughts. Right? And this is about to break free. In fact, out of all of this, the magic spot is the God Jupiter spot, believe it or not. The more you are, what's the word I'm looking for? Flexible and respond differently to your own thoughts. The more that your thoughts are mindful of your feelings, true needs, the more this entire square eases up. Now the Sirius Joy Tree is designed to work this way, where you grow upward. Therefore, when your thoughts change, your decisions change, your boundaries change, and your lifestyle gets easier. This is the actual tree. So by changing your thoughts, you're going to find your Mars masculine stuff actually helps. And by changing your thoughts, you change your beliefs, which will change your faith by the dynamics of how all this works. Now, there's one more thing I want to show you here in my little doodle page. I can actually make these go away quietly. Shouldn't have told you that. You'll be like, stop with it. All right, and that is God. Bring back God, please. We want to bring Saturn. Saturn's been focusing on your marriage and partnerships for nearly 2 years now. And then the third is Neptune, Jesus, which is focused on society and reputation. So for you, this brings out what we call a grand trine. A grand trine is where the universe is uniting your energies underneath the seams, which means that as your thoughts change down here with God and Jupiter, you're going to find your relationship to yourself changes up there with Saturn near Sirius, and you're going to find that your individuality, your desire to be an individual in society, eases up. Another pinch point you can actually look at is being easy on yourself, or Jesus-like, when it comes to individuality. So by being really easy with no expectation on yourself with individuality, the way the planets are wired up, it'll make your job easier here at the bottom, and it will make your relationships to yourself easier on yourself. Actually, I lied. I'm going to show you one more tiny thing here while I have your attention, and that is where Venus is. Oh, and also Freddie Mercury. So Venus and Freddie Mercury there are focused on manifestation. And this is where I was saying in the early part of the horoscope where it's time to make money. This is so true. But moving forward this week, you will, no matter what, make money. But what you want to be focused on is the big picture of where it's going. Try not to fall into the old gotta make money, gotta make money. Actually, it's more important that you aim high right now at this particular time. And I can't get into it now, but emotions, you see how feelings are just beneath manifestation? When you change your feelings on things, you manifest more. So you're going to see a lot of growth here coming up. All right, I have one more little piece of information for you right now. Couple of pieces of information I want you to know. For one, cool news. The Megascope monthly reports now are available for online rental. You don't have to download them. They play on every device, and we host them on soulmart.me all month long. There's also variable rates if you want 1 day or 1 week or 1 month. I'm really trying to make this flexible for everyone. Also, I want to tell you, I added Jupiter Gets Emotional to the Megascope stream. So if you already rented, go back to Soulmart. There's an extra video there. It's going to help you through that 6-week transition we were talking about. Available for all 12 signs. Another thing, I got a cool teaching series coming out this summer I'm so excited about. It's called So You Want to Be an Astrologer, eh? Well, it's really designed for people who want to professionally be an astrologer, or if you want to use astrology in your given vocation. So as teachers, as leaders, as directors, whatever it is. Even in college when I directed TV and film, I used astrology with my characters, and it made my characters so much richer because astrology answers so many of the questions. Come on down to soulmart.me, see all the great courses. I have the Architecture of Incarnation. I've got the Art of Reading People. That's a fabulous course. It talks about psychic ability as well. Come see it. You're going to like it. Then I've got another exciting announcement for those who like this special. Buy 1 hour reading right now. You get a 30-minute follow-up for free this year with me. This is an excellent package deal for people who've never had a reading with me because you get twice in the same year. You really see proven results. Read my little comments under there or people's testimonials. This is my greatest talent. And I'm also the funniest in readings too, seriously. So come on down and see that. Couple of things we ask you. Hey, if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel. We do appreciate that. If you're on Facebook, you can like us by navigating to soulgarden.me, and it'll take you straight there. And if you want to be in our email list, come to soulmart.me. There's a link there for that. Don't forget, we got the new mothership coming out on Tuesday. Super excited about that. All right, my dear friend, thank you so much for logging in and your patience with me. I'll see you in 7 days, and I really mean it. Until then, live, love, be.